The call came late afternoon, just as I pulled into the driveway of our new house. "Is this Daniel Brooks?" the voice asked, older, raspy. "Yes." "Who's this?" The previous owner." "Look, I'm sorry to bother you, but I forgot something. Something serious." I almost hung up. Then he said it. There was a camera, hidden in the living room ceiling. I forgot to disconnect it from the cloud before the sale. It's been recording. I went completely still. He continued, "I only noticed today when I opened the old feed by accident. I didn't mean to see anything. But what I saw, I think you need to know." My chest tightened. "What did you see?" Silence. "Don't ask over the phone," he said. "And don't tell your wife. Come alone. I'll show you everything." I sat in the car for what felt like forever, just staring at the house. Claire had decorated the porch with lights. Inside, her laughter echoed with her mother and sister unpacking more boxes. I walked in. Claire smiled from the kitchen. "Hey babe, everything okay?" I nodded. "Yeah. Gonna grab a few things from the store." I kissed her cheek, heart pounding. As I pulled away from the house, something felt wrong. Like this call had torn a thin veil off a life I thought I understood. And whatever that man saw, it wasn't just a glitch. It was a warning. The man lived 20 minutes away, in a faded bungalow tucked behind a gas station. When he opened the door, his hands were trembling. "I didn't mean to get involved," he said, ushering me inside. "But I've lived in that house for 30 years. It deserved better than what I saw." He led me to a cluttered desk and opened his laptop. I backed up the footage. "I'm not keeping it. Just thought you had a right to see." He clicked play. The living room. My living room. The date stamp showed it was Tuesday. I'd been at work until 7 p.m. that day. Claire walked in. Her mother followed. Then her sister Jenna. They opened wine. Then started laughing. Claire plopped onto the couch. "Ugh, I can't believe he fell for it. All that crap about starting fresh. Like it's his house." Her mom added, "You did the hard part, sweetie. Now we just make sure he stays busy at work while we finalize the switch." "The switch?" I whispered. The video kept rolling. Claire pulled out a folder. "Power of attorney papers," she smirked. "You said he'd never notice." "You were right, Mom." I stared at the screen, frozen. The man beside me turned down the volume. "There's more. But you get the idea." I couldn't speak. Couldn't move. Power of attorney? They weren't just laughing behind my back. They were gutting me from the inside, while smiling in my face. I stood up slowly. "Send me the whole file," I said. Every second. Because now I had a plan. And I wouldn't be the fool again. By the time I got home that night, everything looked normal. Claire kissed my cheek, asked if I grabbed milk. Jenna was helping organize the garage. Her mom was baking something for the neighbors. Like it was all real. Like I was the one playing house. I watched them. Every movement. Every fake laugh. Every sweet word now felt poisoned. I nodded, smiled, played the game. Because what they didn't know was, I had the video. I had the proof. And I wasn't going to confront them. Not yet. I needed more. So, over the next few days I played dumb. I pretended to be tired, busy, distracted by work. I planted microphones in the kitchen, the hallway, even under the dining table. Wired a backup feed into the router. Upgraded the original cloud storage without telling anyone. They were too confident to notice. And that's when the real conversation started. "Jenna, you sure he won't contest it?" "Claire, he's pathetic. I say we wait 3 more weeks. Once the funds move, he's useless." Her mom, "Then we cut him off. Claire, tell him we need space. And sell the house." "Sell my house?" That night, I sat in the garage, staring at the glowing laptop screen, fists clenched. My mouth was dry. My heart was ice. They weren't just planning betrayal. They'd scheduled it. And I was funding the whole thing. So I opened a blank spreadsheet. Step 1, hire a private lawyer. Step 2, pull every asset back under my name, quietly. Step 3, give them the performance of a lifetime. The lawyer I hired worked in a quiet building on the edge of town. A seasoned estate attorney named Harold Maddox. No flashy suits, no small talk, just sharp eyes and airtight documentation. I didn't tell him everything. Not yet. Just enough to get moving. "I'd like to quietly revoke the power of attorney I signed 3 months ago," I said. He frowned. "You understand that revoking it without notice could raise suspicion?" "I'm counting on that," I replied. We filed the papers that same day. He advised me to make copies, store them with a financial backup, and start moving personal assets under protection. Bank accounts, brokerage accounts, and, most importantly, the deed to the house. They thought they were safe, that I was blind. But by Friday, every major asset had been redirected. All I left behind were the empty shells, the ones they were circling like vultures. Then came the next step, bait. That weekend I walked into the living room with a big smile. Guess what, Claire? I just got a raise. Big one. Her eyes sparkled. Jenna clapped. Her mom said, "Knew you had it in you." I leaned into the act. Fancy dinners. A new suit. Even a thank you bracelet for Claire. They thought their plan had time. They thought they'd win. But what they didn't know is I already owned the stage. And they were just reading lines in a play I was directing. I just needed the final act. And it would be unforgettable. 2 days before their plans switch, I overheard Claire on the phone in the backyard. "It's happening next week," she whispered. "He's completely in the dark. I've got the forged signature prepped. His name will be off the deed before he blinks." I stood inside, sipping my coffee, watching her through the window like she was rehearsing for a role. Her whole life with me, a con. A long play. And she was proud of it. That night I emailed a special packet to Harold. Every voice recording. The cloud videos. The updated power of attorney paperwork. And the forged signature Claire thought I hadn't seen her practicing. "Prepare the final package," I wrote. "Emergency legal motion. I want everything ready by Tuesday." Quietly. Harold replied one line. "It'll be beautiful." I didn't sleep that night. The next morning I invited them all to dinner. At home. "Celebration," I said. The bonus came through. They bought it. Hook, line, and greed. I grilled steaks. Bought wine. Even wore the bracelet Claire gave me 6 months ago. They joked. Laughed. Toasted to me. And I kept smiling. Right until Jenna clinked her glass and said, "To Claire, the future real owner of this home." They all laughed. I stood up, raised my glass too. And said, "Let's toast again next Tuesday. I'll have something special for you then." They cheered. They didn't know. But Tuesday was the day everything they'd built on lies would come crashing down. Tuesday came. I wore a plain gray shirt. No watch. No cologne. Just calm. Claire came down in a red dress. Jenna was already pouring mimosas. Her mom was on the phone bragging about this being the last week in someone else's house. They thought today was victory. At 9 a.m. sharp, the doorbell rang. Claire looked confused. I opened it. Harold stepped inside with a thick manila folder. Behind him, a court officer. "Daniel," Harold nodded. "Ready?" I turned to them. "Ladies, take a seat. You'll want to hear this." Claire scoffed. "What's this about?" The court officer unfolded a document. "Claire Whitman, you are being served a cease and desist related to attempted property fraud and signature forgery." Jenna stood up. "What the hell is this?" Harold smiled faintly. "Also, you'll notice Mr. Brooks has filed for immediate asset freeze on joint accounts pending fraud investigation." Her mom screamed, "You can't do this." I leaned forward. "Oh, but I did. While you were planning how to cut me out, I took back everything. You own nothing. This house. Mine. The accounts. Locked. The bracelet on your wrist? Bought with my card. I'll be taking that too." Claire stood frozen. "And one more thing," I added, sliding a USB stick across the table. "This contains all your recorded conversations. I've already sent copies to my attorney, and the cloud backup is secured. Any retaliation? It goes public." The room went silent. I just declared war. And they knew they'd already lost. Claire's face drained of color as the court officer finished the paperwork. Jenna grabbed the USB stick like she could erase what was already burned into the cloud. "You're insane," Claire hissed. "No," I said, "I was naive. There's a difference. But now I see everything clearly." They didn't move. "Pack your things," I said coldly. "You have until sunset." "But this is our home," her mother shouted. "No, it's mine. And don't forget, the mortgage, title, utilities, and every account are solely in my name again. Your names aren't on anything. You gambled everything on a fake signature. And you lost." Jenna's voice cracked. "We were just trying to help Claire. She deserves more than..." "Than what? Than building a life together?" I asked. "She didn't want partnership. She wanted control. But I gave you respect, love, trust, and you turned my life into a game." Claire tried to play victim. "Please, Daniel, let's talk. Don't do this in front of them." "In front of them?" I laughed. "You involved them. You plotted with them." Then I pointed to the officer. "Escort them out if they aren't gone by 6. I walked past them and up the stairs. For once, silence followed me. Downstairs, the sound of drawers opening, bags zipping, and broken women muttering to each other replaced the venom they'd once spat with pride. I'd taken back everything. But I wasn't done yet. The final piece of revenge? That would leave a scar they'd carry forever. By the time sunset painted the sky in blood-orange streaks, their suitcases were piled on the curb. Claire was the last to step out, mascara running, still trying to understand how everything slipped through her fingers. But I wasn't watching from the window. I was already downtown, in a glass high-rise boardroom, handing over the last file to my contact at Wilkins & Rowe, the prestigious firm Claire had always dreamed of joining. "You sure you want this to go forward?" the partner asked. I nodded. She forged legal documents. She used private client recordings in an attempt to extort me. And there's evidence she tried to manipulate business assets. He exhaled. Then she'll never practice law again. I stood and shook his hand. That's the point. By midnight, Claire's license had been reported. Her internship offers? Gone. Her name? Flagged. Her LinkedIn. Already buzzing with questions. I sent one last message from a burner email. You built your life by lying to mine. Now build it again. From nothing. I deleted the address. Back home, I sat on the porch with a glass of bourbon. Cold air bit my skin. But inside, I felt clean. They thought they were smarter. Thought I'd stay quiet. Thought love meant I'd never fight back. But I didn't just fight. I won. And the best part? They'd never even seen it coming.